Meal service records are used for listing the day, finding what week of the breakfast and lunch cycle is being used, finding the menu code to display the daily and breakfast and lunch menu books, detailing the component item dots for each menu, detailing the portion size for each menu item, detailing the full and partial shipping units, recording the number of items received, left over, and served, recorded which items were discarded, detailing shelf life of each item, detailing the date the next menu is served for ordering process, and thermometer calibration. In the breakfast section, grain number 1 is orange, grain number 2 is blue, usually the cereal, grain number 3 is green. If more than one item with the same color, those need to be served together on the tray. Any items listed below the total breakfast count line are choice items, which are to be served pre-portioned for students to pick and choose. Those items to be served as breakfast after the bell, aka BAB, will be indicated with the acronym BAB. To complete the breakfast part of the meal service record, record the number of items received based on the pick ticket. Find the total number of breakfast meals received by adding A, B, and C together. Once breakfast service is completed, count how many of each item is left over. Record the numbers in the leftover column. Do the math to find out how many of each item was served. Do this by taking number of received minus the number left over. If an item was discarded, mark an X in this column. Once breakfast service is over, use the information from this meal to create a meal order for the next date highlighted in yellow. Let's discuss how to record items served in Breakfast After the Bell program. Items to be served for Breakfast After the Bell, aka BAB, will be indicated with BAB. Place juice and grain items into one bag. If another item is indicated as BAB and is above the total breakfast count line, also place that item into the bag. Record the number of breakfasts left over before BAB here. Be sure to indicate or remember how many BAB items were produced. When BAB items return to the kitchen at lunchtime, record the number of BAB items left over. Use this information to calculate the total number of items served. In the lunch section, entree number 1 is pink. Entree number 2 is green. Entree number 3 is purple. All items listed in the same color are served together on the tray. All foods below the total lunch count line are choice items, served pre-portioned to students to pick and choose. Schools serving grades 6 through 12 may have additional items or colors than this example. Look at the pick tickets, hot and cold, to determine the number of items you received. The total lunch count can be found by adding all the entree numbers together. Once lunch is completed, count out how many of each item is left over. Record those numbers in the leftover section. Do the math to find out how many of each item was served. Do this by taking number received minus number left over to find the total number of entrees served by adding all the entrees served together. If an item was discarded, mark an X in this column. If any additional menu items were offered that are not listed on the menu, record them here. Once lunch is over, use the information from this meal to create a menu order for the date highlighted in yellow. In the Super Snacks section, the menu item is listed in blue. Any leftover Super Snack bags need to be recorded in the yellow section. In the Pre-K section, items listed are served together. Record the amount received for AM and PM classes. At your school, you will have both an electronic smart temps thermometer and some backup dial thermometers. This calibration log section is for recording calibration of backup dial thermometers. If you see this section on the meal service record, it is the day to calibrate thermometers. Calibrate all thermometers you have, dial and smart temps. Thermometers are to be calibrated every 2 weeks and logged. Ice will be sent to the schools who do not have ice machines. To fill out the log, place today's date here. Place your initials here. Record the temperature of the dial thermometer before you calibrate here. Record the temperature after calibration here, which should be 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Do this for all thermometers you have. Return the meal service records every week. They need to be turned in every Friday or Monday via the cold delivery cabinet or via inter-office mail.